Aussie Gutter Protection. Are leaves, debris, blocking your gutters? The do-it-yourself attempt wasn't a success? Pests and birds nesting in your roof? Just relax. Help is on its way.
Aussie Gutter Protection started way back in 2000. It's a family-run business and it's an industry recognised leader, growing every day with more and more homes being protected.
Blocked gutters can cause flooding inside the house, and that can be expensive. Drains can get blocked, and that can be expensive too. Just one small ember from a distant bushfire can be disastrous. Pests or nesting birds can bring disease inside the home. Do it yourself? No. Too many people die or are seriously injured falling from ladders. It's a big problem.
This particular homeowner has gone down the DIY path. As you can see, little or no success. After a short period of time, the gutters are all blocked up. Again, some of it's blown away and missing. Not to mention the danger of actually installing it yourself, height, things like that, falling off a roof. Not a good situation. It's not only leaves that can block up your gutters, pine needles as well. With this house so close to pine trees, you can see the result.
Aussie Gutter Protection's installers are trained to deliver a professional and secure finish to your home or building. Experienced people and great service.
As afternoon turns into evening at Shepparton Park Bowls Club, welcome to Bowls Victoria's live stream coverage of the 2017 Steller Vic Open. Brought to you by our friends at Aussie Gutter Protection, protecting Australian roofs for the past 17 years. Call 1300 88 5525 or go to aussiegutterprotection.com.au to find out more. We thank them for their valuable sponsorship of our live stream. My name's Guy Hand and welcome to a men's singles quarter-final between Lee Schraner, the Australian champion of champions from Rosny Park in Tasmania, and Nathan Murray, a very talented pennant bowler from Bundoora RSL in Melbourne, who plays in the Taylor Bowls Premier Division. Should be a great match, and it's a real pleasure to welcome into our commentary today a man who played more than 200 games for Victoria and won an Australian singles championship, Graeme Bridge.
Thanks,
Bridgie,
Guy.
fantastic game in progress here. If it's anywhere near as good as our previous quarter-final match, we're in for an absolute treat.
I think our viewers, Guy, on the live stream get the opportunity here to see one of the greats play. Lee Schraner is one of the great players in Victorian bowls history. He's a four-time winner of the State Champion of Champions. He's a state singles winner. He did the rare feat of winning the state singles and the Champion of Champions in the same year. Only three people have done that in history. The great Glyn Basisto and I think the other was Bill Cornell's back in the early, late 1900s, 2000s. And of course Lee Schraner did it in 2011. And look, Lee's all-round ability as an all-round bowler is second to none. And I think one thing that he's been very, very responsible for is a big resurgence in Tasmanian bowls since he's moved over Bass Strait to the Apple Isle. He's found his niche down there, and he's been a very solid contributor in the Tasmanian state bowl scene now for the last 3 or 4 years. And they nearly pulled off the impossible this year by winning the National Sides Championships. They went to within an ace of doing that. And I think their gain over there in Tassie was definitely our loss in Victoria. He's been a fantastic player over the last, I'd say, 15 years. And he has the all-round game that all of us would love to have. He's a fantastic draw shot player. He's very deft with his weighted shots when he plays them. He loves playing at Shepparton. He's the marathon man from 2011 when he had that big year in bowls, and he kept us up here till all hours of the night here in 2011 at the 2012 at the Vic Open. And yeah, like I really think that if you're watching this, you'll see one of the great singles players in action, because he's got the record to back it up. And I think that Nathan, very strong up and comer. He's been a bit of a journeyman over time. He's found his spot now at Bundoora, but he's up against a bloke who really, he's got to respect him because he's as good as he is, but he doesn't be overawed by him at the same time, because when you're an up-and-comer, these are the games you've got to do well in to try and establish yourself. So we wish Nathan all the best, but whoever wins this, they face a fairly formidable opponent in the next round, I think, the reigning champion in Matty Flapper.
Well, that's quite true.
Yeah.
You'll end up playing Matt Flapper, and if that were to happen with Lee Schraner, then we'd end up with a rematch of last year. That's a fine bowl from Lee Schraner there to get us going. We're into the first end. It's 21 up here, and just recapping Nathan Murray from Bundoora RSL, his journey through the tournament. In the knockout rounds, he beat Zach Woning of Lilydale 21-15, Sam Mangos of Middle Park 21-18, and then a really good performance against Cooper Westcombe of Glenroy, who's been playing really well here. Nathan, really good winner, 21-7 there to make his way into the quarterfinals. Should be pointed out that Lee is alive in pretty much everything. You talked about the Marathon Man performance in 2012. Well, we're getting very similar here. Lee is in the quarterfinals of this. He's through to the men's triples final, along with Brad Marron and Dylan Falluke. They're through to that, and that'll be that will be played tomorrow. And he's also still alive in the mixed pairs. So Lee is really on song, playing great bowls. Won the Australian Champion of Champions just recently. Absolutely flying. So Nathan's track through the tournament's been really good. He was very, very good last season in Premier Division. Part of the team which got to the grand final for Bundoora RSL. Were beaten by Melbourne in the final, but really strong contributor throughout the year. So we're in for a great match in prospect.
I once said Lee Schraner would sleep with a bowl under his pillow. He loves the game. Doesn't show a lot when he's playing, but I know he's a fierce critic of himself. He seeks perfection in everything that he does in bowls. Like his record is tremendous for a bloke of his age. You know, he's only relatively in his early 30s.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary record he has. And like you say, he was very much a Victorian player. He moved over to Tasmania a few years ago. And it's certainly, from his point of view, it hasn't slowed him down. No. He's been absolutely on fire. And the Champion of Champions win in a thrilling competition in Darwin a couple of weeks back. And wow, he's off to a flyer there, isn't he? A couple right on the jack there from Schraner. So that's definitely two to Schraner, possibly a third. Let's have a look here. Definitely two. Two. And that'll be two to Lee Schraner to open the batting. We're underway in the men's singles quarter final. Lee Schraner holding a 2-zip lead over Nathan Murray of Bundoora RSL. Lee plays for Rosny Park in Tasmania. He made a great march the men's singles final last year. Matt Flapper beat him in that, and that was a match that we showed on our live stream. We know there's a lot of people from Tasmania, from his club in Rosny Park, watched that game. And if you are in Tassie, Rosny Park, or wherever you are watching our live stream, welcome aboard. It's great to have you here watching one of the greats of the game, and your great of the game, doing battle.
Fine spot, Rosny Park. You've got a fantastic outlook there over the Derwent, straight over to Rest Point to the casino. Home of, I've played there many times in Australian Sides Championships and against Tasmania in games. Fantastic club. And as you said, they would be right behind Lee in what he's trying to do here again this week and create some more Vic Open history.
Well, it's a very good start from Schraner, and,
yep.
and that one's in a pretty nice region as well. Nathan, a really strong pennant player. He's certainly one of our better players in Taylor Bowles Premier Division pennant over a good period of time. And he certainly won't be overawed by this. He will realise this is a big opportunity for him as well to go through.
For any young bloke that's starting off in the game trying to make a bit of a name for himself, these are the games you want to play in. You know, you're up against one of the all-time greats in singles play, pairs play. There's not much Lee hasn't done or hasn't won either, and you just got to watch his steely concentration. His technique is as solid as anything, and he doesn't care whether he's playing long ends, short ends. As I say, he's a complete all-round player.
He's been playing great bowls too throughout this tournament again, and we saw it last year when he was alive in so many things. He has been terrific in this tournament. I caught a fair bit of his match with Brad Marron in the men's pairs. They were playing really well in that. They did get knocked out, and in the triples as well. Caught a bit of his work with Brad and Dylan Faluk from Bendigo East, and he's right on his game, Schraner, no question. As you can see by the opening couple of ends, it's superb.
The other thing I like about the way Lee plays all of his games is he's never rushed. He'll always consider what the best option is, play the right shot. Very rarely gets rattled. Although I will say last year when Matty Flapper absolutely took him to the cleaners in the final of the Vic Open here, I've never seen Lee undecided about what to do because he was just being outplayed by a better player on the day. And
I think as we called it on the day, it was like Planet Flapper. He was just on a completely different planet, the way he was playing in that match.
You're talking about two players who've represented Australia. They're both internationals. And you look at that, like Lee's got his 3 bowls, he's maintained his grass line with every bowl. It's boring, but it's beautiful to watch because it's just so perfect in what he does.
There's nothing boring about good bowls.
No, hell no.
Nothing boring about it, and he is a terrific player. So certainly he's put his marker down. Yep. Let's see what Nathan Murray can produce.
Well, at the moment he's going to find himself 4 down on this end because Lee will draw another shot. He's got nothing to lose by playing on that forehand. He won't be narrow. He's very, very rarely narrow. And he's just got such control on his weight. There it is.
Wow.
Close to it.
Could well be holding 4 here.
Not the ideal start for Nathan Murray, but he's, as I say, he's the future. He's an up-and-comer.
Very consistent bowler, Nathan Murray too. He's very, very consistent, and when he gets rolling in something like this, he's going to be very hard to beat. This is a nice bowl.
It's a great bowl here. That's a superstar shot. If
that's a really good shot, Nathan Murray.
Cut that head right down from 4 to 1.
That's terrific. That's a really, really good bowl. Under some massive pressure from one of the greats of the game there, and he's answered.
You'll probably find Nathan will probably wear his heart on his sleeve a little bit in this and you know, show his emotion. You've got to be fairly careful doing that against a player such as Lee. If he sees he's got you, he won't let up. He will be relentless. in his pursuit of winning the game.
So there we go. Lee Schraner has picked up another shot. He leads 3-0 over Nathan Murray, but boy, Nathan Murray stemmed the bleeding with a great defensive shot there at the end.
Fantastic.
He needed that because he'd have been down a big number otherwise. Let's take a look through Lee Schraner's track through this tournament in the sectionals. Two fairly comfortable wins, 21-6 over James Hutchison from Sunbury, 21-4 over Fred Stake from West Sale. In his first knockout match, a 21-7 winner over Roger Smith of Glen Ira McKinnon. In the round of 64, big 21-6 winner over a very good player in Nathan Lynch from Moonee Valley. The round of 32, he beat Gary Sanders, who has been playing very well in this tournament, from Yarrawonga Mulwala Golf Club Resort, 21-13. And then a big win over Helens Vale's Matthew Lucas in the round of 16, 21-8. Which brings Schraner here to the quarterfinal against Nathan Murray. And we tracked Murray beating Zach Woning of Lilydale, Sam Mangos of Middle Park, and Cooper Westcombe of Glenroy fairly convincingly in the round of 16 match to make it here to the quarterfinals.
He's a tall guy, Nathan Murray, and when he delivers his bowl, he goes a very long step off the mat. Stays down over his delivery.
There's almost an AFL build about him, isn't there?
Yeah, it just looks to me though like he might be a little bit inconsistent with his weight there. You watch the Schraner stance and the step and the balance. It's all the same all the time. It's poetry in motion.
Lovely bowl again from Schraner.
Never hesitates to flick the switch if there's something in the way. Like he'll always back himself to draw a shot on an open hand, and that's the one thing you've got to like about a player such as Lee. I'm sure Nathan will hit his straps at a specific stage in this match, but he doesn't want to leave his run too late. If it, this as we said earlier in some of these games, the slower out of the blocks you are in these shorter 21-end games, you just can't afford to give a player a head start. And a player like Schraner, you'd be virtually, wow.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Quicker than he would have thought. I would have hoped. I thought he sort of opened that up a little bit, gave Murray a little bit more room. He's probably 3 down here. Let's hope he chases after his good ones.
Yeah, getting down after this, Nathan Murray.
It's a saver.
Yep.
He's probably got second shot with that bowl. But he's less than 2 feet behind the jack, so he's in what I'd class as the real good scoring area.
Now, marker Michael Anders has just signalled to Lee out asking that he's holding one at this point.
Without the risk of sounding repetitive, I would think that once this bowl stopped, he might be holding 2. And he is. That's
wow.
a classic bowl. That's a fantastic shot.
Gee whiz, that's terrific, isn't it? Called it Bridgie and spot on. And
he's a gun. You must always acknowledge the great players, and he is certainly one of those. As I said, his singles record itself in the Champion of Champions. He won 3 state Champion of Champions in 4 years. Something that was in rare air. The greats that had won that event multiple times, like Glenn Bazisto and Bob Middleton, they won them over an extended period of time. Lee sort of grouped his together over about a 5 or 6 year period, so he was really hot.
Well, putting him in the company of a bloke like Glenn Bazisto and Bill Canals as well. I mean, that's you're right. That's rarefied air right there.
Yeah, no.
So he's probably taken.
Well, he's probably cost himself a shot
Yeah.
there. He's removed his closest bowl.
Yeah, he's taking his own out there.
He
And that
definitely
leaves
looking at
Leroy
three.
with three. So Nathan Murray managed to stem the bleeding on the previous end. Not so this time. He's picked up three. And that gives Lee Schraner a 6-0 lead. So
You talk about relentless players. This bloke is one. He just does not stop. He will, if he's having an off day, it's because there's other reasons why he's having an off day. Like his health might not be right, or he just might be, you know, not in the right mindset. But when he's on his mindset, he's hard to beat.
So just a keen-eyed of you would have probably seen a view over to the other rink. On the adjoining rink right now, we have a men's semi-final being played. So we're a bit behind with both, with Schraner certainly, but just to keep you abreast of that, there's a semi-final, men's semi-final on the adjoining rink, and that's between Ben Hubber of Glenroy, who won our first televised match. He's playing Mitch Sidebottom, who's a Shepparton local, but these days plays for South Bendigo in their pennant competition. But very much a local, Mitch, certainly owned by the folk here at Shepparton, played Shepparton golf for a long time.
Yeah, one of the products of the Bowls Victoria under-18 group came through the ranks. That's a much better bowl by Nathan.
Really nice
Murray.
from Nathan. So we'll keep you abreast of the Hubber side bottom game. At this stage, Hubber holding a 3-2 lead over side bottom in that semi-final. Now the winner of that will go through to the final. This is a quarter-final we are watching here. Sure, a step behind between Lee Schraner and Nathan Murray.
It's like he's got a magnet inside the bowl and the jack, and he just gets them to draw so close to one another. He just loves that forehand that he plays so well. Total control.
There are bowlers around the country who must be watching this with their jaws on the ground, watching this opening couple of ends from Schraner. He's just putting it on the jack every single time.
Absolutely.
And as we all know, that's extremely hard to do.
Lee also was a very good carpet bowler, and I think that he's honed his fine skills in his weight control through that as well. So he's been playing actively in some form of bowls all year round for a number of years, and I think that's sort of cemented his spot as one of the better players that are going around.
Carpet bowls link's an interesting one, isn't it, Bridgie? I mean, you talk about Lee Schraner. A lot of our better bowlers have sort of learnt their trade on carpet. Tiffany Brodie's another one
Matty Flapper.
Matty Flapper all sort of learnt their trade on carpet. Look at this great bowl again from Schraner.
It's just a joy to watch. You know, you don't have to commentate this sort of stuff because you know that he is going to put close bowls in.
Yeah, we just do this. When you
just
go out and play on Saturday, just do this.
Yeah, just watch it. And there's probably people there that are sitting there at home watching this on their device. Jaw dropping.
I reckon they will be.
Eyes back in their head thinking, how does this bloke do it? Well, you hone that by continually practicing it and getting so proficient at it, you can do it in your sleep. Like, that's not a bad bowl by Nathan Murray, but it's still out of the count. Like,
It's amazing, isn't it?
He's still 3 down, 2 down.
He's got two really bowls there, two really good bowls there, and probably Lee holding 3.
Yeah. And Lee's a very strategic player. He will sense that, you know, Nathan will be happy with that last bowl he put down, but Lee's taken a walk up to the head, slowed the game down, have a look at it, look at all the different options that not just himself has, but his opponent's got. I can't see any need for him to change here. No, and he's not going to. He's going to stick on that hand because he knows exactly where he's got to put it. I wouldn't be surprised though if he probably goes around the back a little bit. 3 here is a good fish. He's just going to go and take a little bit of insurance around the back just in case Nathan lets fly.
Probably a good idea, just a reminder to everybody watching, wherever you're watching from around Australia, we respot the jack on the tee here at the Vic Open. So the insurance, as Bridgie just mentioned there, does come in handy, and you'll see players do that a lot here, and that's just the conditions of play.
I think this is the only shot Murray's got on here to try and draw it to save it. He's well pointed. Just going to fade under. And definitely confirm that he's got 3.
So 3 to Schraner. This is a hot start from the Tasmanian. This is a real hot start. That'll be 3 to Lee Schraner. 9-0.
Looking ominous.
He's looking very ominous, and it's 20. We're 21 up here. It's not that Nathan's doing much wrong here either. It's just that Schraner is absolutely on it.
When you're controlling the game by winning the ends, you're rolling the jack. Lee's doing the damage by putting his first bowl close. You know, this is what I said in the other games, that you get that first bowl close, the pressure's on from the get-go, and you've got to be able to counteract that. In the Robertson and Hubber game, Hubber counterpunched very well in that when Robertson did get close bowls. Hubber was able to turn the heads around to his favour. But Lee is just tightening the screws so tight here that there's many players that wouldn't be able to respond to that. I can tell you that now.
It's probably why he's so good. Why he's the national champion of champions.
Oh, he just loves winning money, mate. I think that's what it's about.
Don't we all, Bridgie?
Yeah. He says, I know he's got a saying that you can't eat medals, but you can sure spend the cash. But yeah, no, he's...
Well, there's a bit of coin on offer here at the Steller Vic Open.
Absolutely.
And Lee's going to certainly be amongst that. This is another great shot from Lee Schraner here.
He might need an armour guard escort to get out of the place.
Well, I was going to say, he may be able to go to our live stream partner, Aussie Gutter Protection, and maybe he needs his roof done, I don't know. But our live coverage brought to you by Aussie Gutter Protection, and Aussie can actually help you sponsor your club. Not only are they a valued sponsor of Bowls Victoria and Victorian Bowls, they can help you sponsor your club. Contact them to find out more about that today. 1300 88 5525, or go to aussiegutterprotection.com.au to find out more about how they can help you.
I think on our website, Guy, if this guy gets through to the next round, through the semi, which is looking very much like it, we should be putting up something up on that website that says, you know, stop everything you're doing when this semi-finals play between him and Matty Flapper, because you're going to see 2 of the greats in action again. And any young junior that's aspiring to go anywhere in this sport, these are the sort of guys you've got to watch and see what they do.
Tell you something though, Flapper's certainly in pretty good form himself.
Oh,
he's been playing really well.
It's a great shot here from Murray. He's got the shot here. It's a great ball.
Oh, terrific, Nathan Murray.
Great
well
shot.
Played.
Got great response.
Yeah, really good shot. Needed that.
Yeah, I think Lee left the door open for him there with that bowl that was perfectly weighted and finished jack high. It sort of gave him a chance to get in there, and he took it. That's what you've got to do. You've got to get in there first.
There will be a few doors opening. You get the feeling in this for Nathan Murray, and he has to take them when he's got them.
It's a must. I'll tell you what though, this isn't far away. This is the shot. He's that good. You know, that's the thing. He's just a...
Wow. Well, what do you do if you're Nathan Murray now? Yeah. You've put down a ripper bowl. Schraner just bumps it out of the camp. What do you do now?
Well, you smile, you get on the mat, you put your next bowl down and you think, I'm going to do just as well as what he did. I hope I can do as well as he did, but he gets on the mat and knows he can do as well as he did each time. Although he's not far away here. Just a little bit underneath. Yeah, just missed the line. Gave it a chance. I think.
So Schraner holding shot there with Amazing shot. Poor Nathan Murray. Great shot, and Schraner's just bumped it out the count.
Not on the right line, but the weight was perfect. Now, I wouldn't panic here. He's got a chance here if he gathers himself again, plays that shot like he did with his second bowl. He's got a chance here to sit on Lee or even turn him out for 2. But if he doesn't turn this head over here, Guy, I think he's in a position where he's not going to feel very, very comfortable at all.
It's going to be the ultimate game of catch-up. We have seen it, though. We saw Ben Hubbard chase down Curtis Hanley from 10 shots down. Lisa Phillips chased down Tiff Brody from about 8 shots down last night, too. So it can happen.
Yeah, but neither of them's Lee Schraner. He is that good. I think he's certainly got one. I think he's got Nathan in a little bit of a state of disrepair there.
So we're in a double digits here for Schraner. Takes a 10-zip lead over Nathan Murray. And Lee Schraner, he's playing great bowls in pretty much all disciplines. He's through to the men's triples final. It's a real pleasure to bring alongside us into our commentary team the man who he's playing alongside in the men's triples, so Lee's partner in that, along with Dylan Falluke. He's playing with Brad Marron from Bendigo East. And Brad, it's great to have you part of our commentary team for this match.
Thank you for having me, Guy and Bridgie.
Well, you probably know more about Lee Schraner as a bowler. I mean, you play with him consistently in a lot of tournaments. You know a lot about him. I mean, this is a hot start.
Yeah, as you said, 10-0 lead after 6 against a quality opponent in Nathan is probably the dream start that you could wish for. Having played every day in every event for numerous hours over the week is putting a real big effort, and it's just good to see him back in good form from where he was a couple of months ago.
Take us through that. His health wasn't entirely great, but obviously since then he's come out and won a national champions and now playing so well here. But you know him pretty well. Yeah,
his health was really bad a couple of months ago. He had the Indian swine flu and other numerous viruses which didn't help with his blood flow. So he was really down in the dumps for a good 10 days. I actually flew over from Victoria to be with him because he was really bad, the worst I've ever seen him. And didn't know if would be at the Vic Open this year because of his health, but he got back well enough, and it's just he's my best mate, and it's great to see him back playing because I don't think a tournament like this with a great such player as what Leroy is, he'd be missed in the tournament.
You guys are great mates, and we know that, and I know you and Taylor are expecting your second child. And I think we can tell the world it's a boy. Would you like to say what the name's going to be?
We've gone for the name of Oliver Lee. We've gone with Lee's middle name based on Lee here. He's just been a great mate of mine, and I felt it was the right move to make. And yeah.
Well, we wish you and Taylor all the best. We saw Taylor a little earlier, and about 4 weeks to go now, I believe.
Yeah, and, just in time for Christmas. So I think the first Christmas present I'll be getting is probably a dirty nappy.
It's a nice shot from Nathan Murray there.
Yes, on a rare occasion, Lee hasn't got a first bowl within a foot of the jack. This bloke is a machine. Like, if he had Indian swine flu, he wants to get it every year because the way he's playing here, this is exceptional.
Well, I've got my views on Leroy and what his ability lies and whether or not he should be in the Australian squad and all that. But obviously, he just needs to win a little bit more events and get more recognised, I think, and he should be right. But there's no doubt his ability.
Which is probably harder for him in a state like Tassie, where they don't get an opportunity to play a lot of big-time bowls.
In saying that, though, the bloke's won 12 state titles in the last 4 years, so really, I suppose, what more can you win from his perspective? But full credit to him. He's a great player and given him his best, and probably the career best form I've seen him in, given the Australian national champions after the first day.
Now Lee's coming down. Take a bit of a look at things here. Now you guys, Lee's already through to one final. You, Lee, and Dylan Faluk will be playing in the men's triples final tomorrow. Now, a bit of an incident out there. Dylan not feeling too well on the green there.
Yeah, he, about 10 o'clock this morning, we were just about ready to watch Leroy play Matty Lucas, and Dylan went down with a really severe seizure. So he went into complete fit, and the ambulance was called, and quickly, yeah, but long story short, Dylan's back here now. He's feeling much better. We wish him all the best, and I just want to say a big shout out to the Lillardale player in Luke Lamont who filled in for us in the triples. Thank you for filling in, and really appreciate it.
And it certainly got the result you wanted, because the three of you are now through. It's another great bowl.
This
from
is a
Schraner
great
comes
shot
in.
from Lee.
Oh.
And Dylan is up and about. For those wondering, Dylan plays at Bendigo East with Brad. Dylan is up and about. I can vouch for that myself. I saw him 15 minutes ago. He's in fine condition. Won't be having a beer tonight, he tells me.
Yeah, he's probably over there now. He's probably on the waters over there now, which is probably the good thing to see.
I think that's a very good idea, Brad.
Forget to take his pill.
No, he didn't. He didn't forget to take his pill, but not sure what happened.
Yeah.
He's had seizures since he's been a young fella, and
Right.
yeah, this one was probably the worst one I've seen from him.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, credit, he's back here now, and yeah, credit to the Shepparton Hospital staff for their great help. And I just want to add to that, James Federico has been playing in this tournament the last few days, and we've had 2 incidents with people going down, and lucky James, being a paramedic, was on scene with him quick smart to helping hand. So thanks, James, for a bowler's perspective, and really appreciate it.
Yeah, for those wondering, we had a marker take ill yesterday at the Open, and James and a couple of nurses helped out as well. Ambulance was here, and
Geez, a hard
to the
man,
marker.
isn't he, Lee? He
Yeah.
never gives anything up.
Yep. And that marker's now resting and quite okay.
Okay, what's the story here? It's 1, and it's Lee.
And it's 1 to Schraner. Well, there you go. So there we go, Lee Schraner up 11-0. And we're on to the 7th end here. Ends don't matter in